What's going on? Welcome to a fantastic Terra Firma Tuesday, and we are actually here in our brand new office. It's got done this weekend moving the computer room into the new office. We no longer are pushed up against a window. I actually have a wall now that I can actually use to like maybe put like shelves or signs or stuff on. Who knows? The opportunities are completely endless right now, so we're very excited about the fact that I've actually got my new setup put up in here, and we actually have an office space here to actually do our recording. So I'm really happy right now. Unfortunately, I did not get very much done on being able to do another stream this weekend because we spent a lot of time cleaning out this room and turning it into an office. So it's our new office slash recording studio. I'm going to add a little bit more lighting in here. Eventually I'll add probably like a sound dampening board here just to kind of reduce any echo in this room, but that's on the to-do list. But I have a wall. I'm no longer pushed up against a window. It's very exciting for me right now after spending all the time kind of just pushed up in the loft right up against the window where the desk used to be. I'm very happy about this. But let's go ahead and hop right into the game here. Cameras. Part of the problem is I don't have everything perfectly set up yet, so I apologize in advance if things are all over the place. But we are here in our world here on Terrafirmagreg for ZetaCraft. Looks like we've got Maya, Tegan, Gamer Dad Dave, and Joshua all here. Glad you guys could be here for a somewhat earlier edition of Terra Firma Tuesday. Just taking advantage of the ability to get on a little bit earlier. We'll see how long we stream today. Got a lot of things kind of planned here to go on. Tegan says, what machines are we, or MV machines are we making today? Hopefully a bunch of them. We'll kind of see what we go into, but before we make the MV machines, we have to make ability to put the MV machines into. Joshua says, I'm here. You went live as soon as I pulled in your driveway. That is excellent. Good timing right there. New setup hype. Absolutely. Happy St. Patty's Day, everyone. Absolutely. I don't own green, but I have the little creeper in the shirt, so that's as green as I have. I don't actually own a green shirt, so we've got creeper here for the green, so we'll count that. Maya, hope you get to feeling better. That's right, Maya has been a little under the weather here recently. I do hope that you do get to feeling better, Maya. Absolutely. Yeah, really would love to be able to see you on or be able to get your recording back up, get your voice back. So I do hope you get to feeling better. First play since the update. It is the first play since the update. I know there's a lot of quest stuff here, but one thing I did get set up was I did clean up the explosion at the end of our last stream. So this room is now generating power from an MV perspective. Unfortunately, I'm not making enough wood to keep the pyrolysis ovens running 24/7, which is what I kind of need to do. So I think what I need to do is kind of move some stuff around and make another electric greenhouse so I can have more wood logs being made to fuel the system here. I did borrow some reformant gas from Maya's place just to kind of kickstart this machine so I could have some power to get things going here. But that's just where we are right here for right now. But I do have 2 electric greenhouses, 4 pyrolysis ovens. 2 of them are making the creosote, and 2 of them are making the wood tar that's being turned into benzene, going into our actual fuel generating setup here to make the reformant gas. I've got the 2 liquid towers in the back here, and these are sending the reformant gas into 16 total advanced turbine generators, which we are going to then send our excess power from these to where our next build is going to be. And that is what we're going to start off with today. Cody says, hello Ricky, I'm still at work, but I'm here. Pete makes creosote. I didn't know that. Interesting. Didn't know that either. It's the same shirt that your Minecraft skin is wearing. You know it. Absolutely have to have the orange representation. But to get things started today, I have actually, over a little while ago, been collecting all of the resources I need to make our next build, and I didn't want to fire the cannon until we went live on stream, but I think I have everything ready to start our next build here. And we're just gonna let that go in the background for a little while, but it did take a little while to get all the wood and the stone brought up, but we already did a stream of collecting a lot of those materials before, and it was just kind of moving a bunch of that material over to the selection from the storage bin. So this is all a bunch of stuff that we had. We just had to go gather it up. So Josh says, nice setup, looks so much more compact compared to last time. It does look more compact. However, because I want to add an extra electric greenhouse, I'm kicking myself right now. I think what I need to do is center the greenhouse into the center of this building so it's tall enough to build a third one above it. I could get one block closer up. I have the jetpack that Maya made me, so we're gonna take advantage of that real quick. So I think I can fit one more greenhouse if I put it in the center here. But if I do that, I have to move these liquid towers, probably move them to the side a little bit farther there. And so I need to basically reroute everything and start over again. But I think that will clean it up a little bit more and be able to make enough wood to actually keep everything fueled. But if I'm gonna be moving all this stuff around, I'll probably actually, now that I've got this set up and got a feel for it, turn these Pyrolysis ovens 90 degrees so they're kind of facing against this wall. And then I think what I'm gonna do is have all of the electric wires be under the floor and all of the pipes be above the floor going to the different equipment. I think that will help sufficiently in kind of cleaning up the room a little bit more. So there will probably be one more iteration of this room, but it is functioning good enough for tonight. I want to actually have some power, and what I want to do is actually send these power lines under the floor here on either side, and then they are going to go, and I'm going to make a little tunnel over into our new building that is being built for us while we are working here. Is my volume down a little bit? Oh. All my settings are screwed up. Don't want you trying to do something and can't do two changes. You might want to check the quest lines because they change how you progress in MV. Okay, so let's check out the MV here. Oh goodness. So basically what I've done in MV, we've made the Pyrolysis oven. I made biomass before. I know I've done that. We have distillery, the Church of Benzene into a liquefaction tower. If I replace those, I think that will bring this checked off. I think it's just a matter of before the updates when I had those built. So that all seems more or less the same, I think. And then from here, we need to make MV robotic arm and MV emitter, it looks like. An advanced mixer to make some steel alloys to start making some tools. Anthol coils. I know Maya gave me some fancy coil that I did put in my liquefaction tower. I have no idea what this coil is, the nichrome coil block, but thank you, Maya, for that one. I definitely put that in there. I assume it makes it run more efficiently, but appreciate that, Maya. Let's see. Can you give me some tips on storage? Andre says. Okay, Andre, real quick. I have found the best storage option is the what are these called? The item silos. And what you can do is put like a little packager and a stock link into the silos, going to a stock ticker, and your little blaze burner will work as your shopkeep. And then you just put items. I have a little assembly line to fill them up, and then I can just literally go in and search for the items I want. Let's say I want dolomite bricks. I want a stack of those. Send that. It will send a signal to these tickers and output to this crate here, which will give me the bricks I want. So this has been a game changer for me in being able to just have all my items in one location and be able to easily find the things I'm looking for when I need them. And when I'm done with them, I just put them back in my output and it goes into this little I guess there's a blower at the bottom into these chutes that goes put it back into the silo. So really clever. It's all run off of this little boiler down here and just some coal coke fueling a single blaze burner here, and that's all it takes to run this thing. So really cool. Big fan of that. Maya says no problem, it's a solid boost. I think it's an EV coil. Dear God, I didn't realize you had made it that far. That's cool. We take that. I need to probably upgrade the coils on this machine, which I think I need to make these Canthal coils to do that. So that might be a goal here. Make the advanced assembler, the electric blast furnace. Goodness. Need to make another electric blast furnace, I think, because that one is being powered by LV technology and it is just, I don't want to deal with it anymore. I may actually just make a new one, to be honest. It's like I have passed up the LV technology here, and this is just, I'm constantly running out of fuel in there, and I don't want to deal with it anymore. Is basically where I'm at with that. A quadruple EBF with 2 MV energy hatches each in the second coils while sharing. What is that reference to? There are new multi-block machines you'll use for the whole playthrough. Coil recipes are different now, and now you have to chipboards are completely revamped, and HV now requires the moon. For those of us who made coils early on, be happy because now they are a major pain. Oh, lovely. Well, that's okay. Did I mess up my coloring for this building when I had it in my creative here? That's really funny. Whatever, we'll make that work. So our build is kind of building up here, and what I think is going to happen is this is going to basically be where I put all of my MV machinery. I'll probably add a floor at some point, but we'll get to that while it's still being built around us. But what I envision is right here being basically my elevator access up the building, which you'll see when the building is complete here. And then have like a wall of machines over here. Maybe we'll put our EBF right where this chimney is, because I don't really need a chimney anymore, I don't think. When I designed this building, I had room for like a little bellows here, but I don't think I'm going to need that anymore. I think this is just going to be straight decorative, but I'll put the EBF right in front of that, I think. We'll just let this keep on going. I love the schematic cannon. It is just so satisfying to watch a build take shape right in front of your eyes. So exciting. Well, that's going. Let's check out what else we need to do here. So it looks like we need the upgrade EBF to be able to get to stainless steel, which sounds cool. I need the coils, steel alloys. That's going to take the EBF. The vanadium dust is made. How do we make these? Vanadium, chromium, and steel makes the liquid vanadium and nitrogen gas. Well, that'll be a fun little challenge there. A high temperature precision fabricator. No idea what that is. That sounds important. The advanced extrude. I remember reading about this guy. We sincerely hope at no point you made the LV extruder. I absolutely did. Did not read this hardhead. The MV extruder is actually useful if you did recycle it through the arc furnace. This shit turns solid materials into almost any form using ingots. It's a great way to reduce the amount of micro crafting as well as keeping a high conversion ratio. My EBF has the Canthal coils. I think it just needs the upgraded energy hatches. Oh, that's right. You did give me a bunch of Canthal coils, didn't you? So maybe what we do... No, I'm trying to leave most of this building put together. Just because I like to see the technology tiers of the LV into the MV. But I do think I am going to scavenge my EBF here and put something else over here. What that something else is, I don't know, but trying to run this guy off of LV power has just been a losing battle for me. I just don't make enough power, really. And I'm ever since they changed the fuel consumption for the boilers, I am constantly running out of fuel. So Ian says EBF with 2 energy hatches is 2 times, and if the temperature of the EBF is double the required, it's 4 times speed. Okay, makes a perfect overclock. Interesting. I will have to try to take note of that. Oh, I just made a mess of stuff there. Yeah, we'll take our Invar frames. Why not? There's all my aluminum. We'll be using that here shortly. Won't really need the LV inputs anymore. And I don't want low voltage buffers, so we're gonna be going into MV. So we can just leave that. And we will put something else in there soonish. That guy real quick. See how that is going. The house is coming together. I don't know why I did that a different color. I kind of regret that decision right now. Oh well, we'll come back and fix that later. I don't think I noticed that I had done that when I was looking at it. So that's a bit of a feel bad, but it's cool. The white sandstone looks really clean. I really like the smooth white sandstone. Like, this is a beautiful looking block. I really like that block. Okay, while that is going, we are going to make space here. Boom. Okay, and to do this, I'm gonna put block there. When you move in the MV building, you can make a quadruple EBF with Canthal coils and 2 MV energy hatches. I think we're going to try to do that, actually. That sounds interesting, especially since we have the Canthal cables thanks to Maya's generosity. I don't remember when he brought these over, but thank you. Okay. Boom, boom. Boom. That we're still gonna need a muffler and a maintenance. Got that. Will it explode if exposed to rain? Yes. Well, we will have a roof over this before I fire it up. How about that? We're just kind of getting things ready, but we're not gonna turn it all on until we are ready for it. And I'll put, what else I have here? Battery buffer, machine hole. Oh, think I need, there's the energy hatch. It'll go boom even with just blocks on the ground like this when it's not even all the way built. Currently it's not a multi-block, it's just a bunch of different blocks, right? Am I overthinking this? I hope that's not the case. Blocks need to be exposed. Fair enough. Another thing I need to do. The hatches will explode. Okay, well, let's just not do that. Well, the roof's almost done. We'll be fine. We will be just fine, he said confidently. I did. Oh no. I was afraid of that. My hammer is broken. Do I have another mining hammer? I do not. Theoretically, we should have a roof over our head before we have to worry about it. Also, I feel like I'm getting really thirsty really fast, so I think I have a setting I need to adjust in the server files, but we'll do that later. That to me. I was by chance. Yeah. One. Beautiful. Yes. Look, the roof's already coming together. We'll be just fine. When it blows up, you can say, I told you so. What do you think about this height? Yeah. And we're gonna make our little access tunnel over to the MV building. And I'm gonna have to light this guy up because we're gonna have mob spawning, which is not a deal. Cody, has anybody reached any of the special drinks you can make? Chamomile tea, nettle tea, anything else? I've got the aged rum, but I don't think I've done any of the chamomile teas yet. I need to get more into the food aspect of it, to be honest. Let's that real quick. Let's center one over from that theory. Okay, we should be able to run into that while we're digging. I haven't done, need to go give up my rum and whiskey. Amen to that, Kenzie says. Hey Kenzie, welcome to the stream. How you doing on Terrafirma Tuesday? What have you gotten into today? The wall behind you is so empty. Which wall? Are you Oh, you're talking about the new setup. Yes, I know. We will fill it up. Got a couple things here. Here, one moment. Yes, right? That'd be cool, right? We'll get this on the wall here soon. I just gotta hang it up still. I just need to be able to. I gotta get some wall hanger things, so we'll decorate behind you here soon. The build is coming together really quickly, actually. We have blocks above it. We don't have to worry about the EDF anymore. Hindsight. Would it be cool if these just came out of like the chimney? Is that a cool idea? So send my power supply up and in right like there. That could be really cool, actually. I think I've decided that is what I want to do. Yep. Is that going to be your MV floor? The grass? No, we'll replace the grass with an actual floor in here. But that's, you know, future Ricky problems, and we're not really taking him into consideration right now. What do I need? I made a metric ton of these copper nickel wires. So, that being said, I did not put anything around them, and I've had like 8 electrocution deaths in the last day or so. So, you know, minor issues. Out my inventory real quick. Okay. Send these guys down. I think I do like this. Wire snips. Connect that straight on down. Yeah. Remember when you automate my circuits, you should make HV for distillery for oil power. Noted. Kenzie says, can't stick around, just want to see that you're working on. Check out the new office wall and say hi to everyone. Hi Kenzie, glad you could stop by even for a brief moment. Hopefully your day is going fantastic. Remember that your EBF can block share. I block share my 4 BFs into one. Maybe this could be useful when you place your EBF. What do you mean by block share? What does block share mean? Okay. Oh. Bar. Oh. What would block sharing necessarily be for someone who doesn't recognize the term? Those pop up real quick, drop off some more crap that I don't need on me. Oh, you can combine 2 like walls of multi-blocks to save materials. Ah, interesting. Noted. We will have to take that into consideration here. Then boom, boom. Let's make this funnel of death here, which is what this is aptly going to turn into. I actually think I want this a little bit bigger, so I don't randomly die when I walk into this thing, which we know is going to happen. Access tunnel. Who was it that was asking if I had watched the new season of Fallout? Was that Olive? Because I have now watched the new season of Fallout and I thought it was fantastic. But I think it was Olive that was asking about that last time. That guy like that. We're gonna need to get some more lights down here. Oh, is it done? Almost. Getting exciting. I currently only have the one EBF, so I'm not as worried about the block sharing. If I have to, I will move some stuff around. Oh god, did it blow up? No, that was above it. Ooh. Saw rain for a minute, got scared. What was I looking for? These. It says, I love the Fallout show. I don't even care that's not exactly canon. It's Fallout. Nothing is canon, really. I mean, really, Fallout, you play it how you want to play it. So that is true that there isn't really a true canon response there. But yeah, I thought it was really well done. A little bit. Man, it is so satisfying to just watch a building like instantly pop up. So cool. Okay, so that in there, and that in there. Those guys are now powered. Let's think about this for a second. I think I want this. So back like that. If I touch it, yep, it hurts. Good to know. That guy is filling up. Cool. The other thing we can do is send excess reformant gas down. And then have extra generators over here for generating power within this build itself, which probably is a good idea to have, I think. Let's grab some more of these guys. Boom, like die. Two. Back guy somehow. Cool. At this point, why you're not coding your wires because of the power they are getting close to one-shotting you. Laziness. Absolutely laziness. That is the sole reason that we have done what we've done. So with the schematic cannon, the way it works is it's just you change out the schematic and then replace it, and then you can make a new build. So 1 second here, pop this stuff off that I don't need. So if I take the empty schematic here, let's say, and I've got my schematic table, if I throw this in any of these saved builds that I have in it, I can just turn that empty schematic right into one of the saved builds. Gives me the schematic, and then if I place, you can see it's now set up. So this is the build I was thinking of putting like over here. Hold on. Why are we... What is my current coordinates? 7. There it goes. I got too far away from it. Oh, I just only had one schematic cannon there. Yeah, that was just one cannon. So this will probably be the next build over here, give or take. Not behaving very nicely. But we'll probably put this guy like right about there. You get a feel for where that is going to line up. But yeah, I just have the one schematic, or the one cannon here. So, yep, just the one. It just went very quickly. So our build is now complete. Let's take a look at it. Now that that is done. So this is going to be my MV building. That building over there, I don't know what I'm going to put into it yet. It might be where I store my ship. When you end up making the HV building, have 10 schematic cannons connected to 2 vaults. Oh, is that what we were talking about? Oh, I didn't know you could do that. Cool. I will have to do that. Noted. Future key problems. And drop down like that. Try to die. Fail. Misplaced like crazy. Excellent. That is that. Now we have the reforming gas here if we need it for anything. At least as I made a massive Mars dome base that took 18 hours in real life for the cannons. That's, if I only knew of that. No kidding. That is useful information, that is. What do I need here? I need don't need the LV energy hatch. I do need a maintenance hatch. That I know I need. There's the main attach. Boom. Needs maintenance. Of course it does. And then we've got the energy hatches that I need. Probably an input. Is it bus that goes in? Have an MV or not? Yeah. So let's. I've got the machine hulls for it. I want an MV input bus bronze crates. Well, crap. Do I have bronze crates? Not looking promising. Definitely not looking promising, but let's go check our storage build. And I think we need to make an assembler. That probably high on the things we need to make here. Bronze at least. Don't do the dolomite bricks right now. Go make some crates. All right, I need the bronze casing. Or is it crate? Yeah, bronze crates. In the assembler, I need bronze plates and bronze long rods. I have neither. Excellent. Bender. Go to work, Bender. You're doing great. And then make rods. Hold on. Best way to make that is in a cutter. Do I have a cutter over here? Brewery. Not promising. Excellent. That's gonna be so nice when we have everything in MV and organized better. He said convincingly. Bronze frames is not a bronze crate. Blaze to forge hammer. Thank you. I knew it could be done. I just couldn't remember what piece of equipment it was. Oh no. Oh no. Needs power. This is why we are moving out of the LV. I'm tired of coming down here and having to do this. I've been doing that so many times. There it is. Power going. That in there. And then we will throw this guy in. The number of times I've had to restart this equipment. Just silly. Hey, look, it's working. And into our assembler. This is circuit 1. Forge hammer. Beautiful. All coming together here. Almost like we kind of pretend to know what we're doing. Does anyone else hear about the meteor that went over Northeast Ohio this morning near Lake Erie? Apparently it was so loud it created a sonic boom that could be heard from 3 states away. Well, not 3 states away, but like the 3 states around Ohio, I should say. So Pennsylvania, West Virginia, Indiana, and Michigan, they could all hear it. At about 9 o'clock this morning. Completely wild. Goes in. First time you're hearing of it? Yeah, look it up. I was dead asleep, I'll be honest. I had a late night last night. Was working for a foreign project, so I didn't get up till about 10 this morning. So I did not hear it. But my coworkers did, and they told me about it. They also live in Cleveland, which is right where it occurred, so they were a lot closer to it. I'm live a couple hours away from where the epicenter was. I mean, isn't that sound just your average day in America, a gunshot? Not necessarily. There's definitely a scaling difference there. Apparently it went on for about 10 seconds, and my coworker told me that he could literally feel the house shaking while it was happening, and at first thought it was an earthquake. So that is very different than just a gunshot. I thought it was very, very interesting. Oh well, don't you know what part of America you think he lives in? Not in the hood of Chicago, right? Oh. But I get so many spam phone calls anymore. I don't know if anyone else does. It's enough to drive a person crazy. No, I do not want to refinance my house. Thank you. The massive airbursts. I mean, part of it is because it was going over such a far distance. So as the meteor was disintegrating in the atmosphere, I believe. I just assumed guns are everywhere in America. I mean, yes. Depending on who you talk to. More than a few Americans own firearms. That is a true statement. We are. So if I make when I make the MV version of these, are they just significantly faster? Is that my correct interpretation of what MV is going to add to this processing here? The vast majority are law-abiding and responsible owners. True story, Josh. I mean, to say you're not going to hear random gunshots also depends where you live. So I live out in the country where it is not uncommon to hear hunting rifles going off throughout the year for various hunting things, like deer, squirrel, all that type of stuff. So that is not uncommon to hear, but that's very different because of where I live. That's different than hearing it like in the city. It's just a different environment. If that makes sense. Higher speed and higher tier recipes. Excellent. More stuff. Let's throw these guys down there. Gosh, my bad, Ricky. I am too. Let me rephrase. You won't hear anything you don't expect when it comes to gunshots. Yes, that is true. You're not going to hear just like some semi-automatic, just mass explosion thing going off. It's more of a boom. Okay, someone's got their deer. Just wild for me that you can just own a gun as someone from Asia. Yeah, that's just part of life, you know. Some of us own some. Keep your rifle by your side. True story. All right, I think that is enough crates to get going. That down. Beverage. And it's snowing. Oh, I want to sleep the snow away. Oh well. What was I working on? MV hatch. Not MWMV. Bus. Why did I leave them there when I still need that equipment? That was silly. The question is, do I have that liquid component I need to add in? Make the assembler work. We'll find out here in just a second. So I need... Oh, what is that? I don't have that stuff. Well, I feel like I'm gonna need it for like a bunch of MV stuff, I'm betting. Oh. Well. You haven't come across it yet? Okay. Would it be better that to make output hatch. Acolyte, liquid polyethylene. Oh, I just need to cycle through. I was just being super dense. It's okay. Feed holes in there into 2. Out of power. Voltage tier too low. I need to make the basic assembler or the MV assembler. I was searching for different crafting recipes. I didn't think about different liquids, to be honest. I did look at the assembler versus the crafting. I just couldn't find what I was looking for. So advanced assembler. Let's go. This is what we're doing next. Circuits done. Copper cables. Don't tell me I'm out of copper cables. I have to. I'll go. Oh, beautiful. Copper cables done. Robotic arm. I don't have the robotic arms yet. No, I need to make. Let me go get the rest of the stuff. When we go to the moon, or is the entire server going to go, or are we going to go individually? I believe Maya and I had talked about going together. And I'm assuming Hypno and Kenzie will probably want to join with us on that day as well. So there'll at least be a group of us going together. I don't know if it'll be like necessarily the entire server, but there will be a group of us that do it together. So does that answer your question? Probably the group of individuals that are the most active would be the best way to say that. Yeah, Maya is powered ahead of us here, and he's like ready to go. I have been a little behind, unfortunately, but I'm trying to catch up here. We'll just try to of laziness. No? No. Helps to use the right tool. Where much does it go? There it is. The moon is now required for progression. That's wild. There we go, a bunch of aluminum rods. I assume there's an ore we need to get there. Oh. The block I used to get my schematic area, I didn't delete in my creative world, so I just have a floating block here. Thanks, schematic cannon. I sleep. Take a few of those. That will work. Okay. We have our basic assembler. And because this is going to be probably our most important tool, we're going to put it right There. Actually, I think I'm gonna put it back one more. Boom. You should keep that block as a memento. I mean, it's a little late now. I've already broken it, but yeah, that probably would have been clever to do. Let's light it up. So, advanced assembler. We need power. Gonna dig out a whole basement over here for moving stuff around. Hey, look, our stuff. Learn how to interplanetary railgun while waiting for the others, Maya. That sounds intense. Whatever that is. That. Okay. Let's. This guy here. Bunch of crap we don't need. Get rid of the junk on us for the moment. All 2 blocks of it. Keep it winter. There's a surviving the moon section on the book. We'll have to check that out here soon. Okay. Boom, boom, boom. And oh, that's not what I want to do. Oh. Connect these guys around. Boom. And whammo. Put one of these guys in for now. It is not going up. Amp loss gonna be an issue? Apparently, yes. Once again, not going up. Ow. Probably is still filling the EBF. Well, no, because the EBF isn't. It should be full at this point. So this guy's going up, which means not going up. Because this guy is filling up. Okay, well, I'm basically taking all the power. Might need the magnesium diobide supers. What on earth? Magnesium. What is this stuff? This sounds cool. I've got no idea what this stuff is. Yeah, I need stuff. Is basically what I'm hearing here. But what I do know is we do have reformant gas coming here. And so if I take, per se, a super tank, like that one, and happen to have this pop out like right here, he said with absolute confidence. Dangerous. Boom, boom. Move our light for a sec. Connect this down. I think what I need to do is actually just cut my losses on this part here. Have a new power supply coming in for this section. Oh, I want to pick up my wires. They're expensive. Connect that. Boom and boom. We can only go in. Cool. You like that? Pop it on up. Okay. And from that, that's filling up. And this line down, and we will put our generators that clearly have extras of. One. All the extra generators I have. 2, 3. 3 extra. So what we'll do, a little bit of this. That doesn't necessarily work the way I want it to. What I really need to do is probably this. Uh-oh. We've got trouble. I think Maya just joined. Yeah, we definitely got trouble now. Beautiful. I can only go in that direction. Connect these guys up. Why is game crashed? Oh no. We'll put our bat box right here. We'll fill that guy up with a bunch of those. And bingo bango. You're gonna love superconductors. You taste it once and you can't ever go back. Oh, I'm sure that I will. This is certain destruction for me, but once again, future Ricky problems. Item output. Goes in machine holes, circuit 1, and then I need some polyethylene. Liquid polyethylene. Do I have that? I think I do. Also, apparently I need to eat. Just starving over here. Let's see. Oh, nice. We're gonna have to make more of this here soon. I am sure. But I don't think I'm set up to make it anymore because I tore that machine down. Oh, that was dumb. Oh well. Hey, Maya's back. Hi. Doing the thing. Nice. We'll make like 6 of those. Let's say. I'm sure I'm gonna need them for something eventually. I'm just gonna give you a battery just for good measure. That feels like the right thing to do. Yeah, superconductors sound awesome. Okay, got those. And then if I take 2 of those with that, now I've got output buses. So, input bus right there. That's your item input or output. Boom, item output. And then I need probably an input hatch. Which is bronze drum with the machine holes. They don't zap you when you get touched. That's perfect for me. That sounds like something I absolutely need in my life. I've been known to be zapped more than once. Let's see. So bronze drum. Let's see if I have any of those stored away in here. Cool if I did. Drum. Take those. Man, I am just a disaster with my inventory right now. Absolute disaster. That's okay. We have a new building. So cool. Put those in. Machine holes. But I have more machine holes. I felt like I did. I may have used them all by now. I think I've used most of them. That's fine. We can make more of those. That's not too bad. Input hatch. Boom. Output hatch. Double boom. And that guy. Why is my structure incomplete? What am I missing? Nice suit, Maya. Looking cool. What are these? Maya. I am not prepared for this level of advancement. This is too much for me. way too much. Where'd you go? Just flying around. This guy. Is this something where it's like gotta be at the top or something? Wouldn't surprise me if it's something like that. Energy hatch. Hold up. Electric blast furnace. Energy hatches, output hatch, input hatch, input output bus. 16 of those, 9 of those. Is this one of those things where I did like the input hatches and they're too advanced for this? Did I waste the last half hour? I got a real bad feeling that that's what's just happened here. I'm gonna put these here for right now. But thank you, Maya. We will come back for those. Input, output. Don't need the energy. But plus. Oh, the energy hatches have to be at the bottom. Okay, that makes so much more sense. So I was just being dumb. Okay. Well, let's readjust this. Boom. Energy hatch. That guy go down. I go down. We want to move the maintenance hatch somewhere where I can actually maintenance it. How about... Oh, I had 2 maintenance hatches. How much you want to bet that was part of the issue? Let's say I thought I could have the energy hatches at the top. I think I just had too many maintenance hatches. Pretty sure. I'm gonna try something real quick. If I'm being dumb, I'm sorry. That was why. That makes so much more sense. Yep, just powered up. Boom. This is the middle. Then we can do output bus, output hatch, input hatch, input bus. Yeah. Then I need all my tools in my inventory real quick. I think that's all the ones I need. Maintenance fine. Cool. Yeah. It was just me being really, really dumb. Okay. That makes way more sense. Build up. Build up. I don't need these guys no more. Really need that. Okay. And then for this, I could just do one of these guys. Output there. Technically a drum there. Technically a drum there. Cool. So we now have the upgraded EBF. Is this? Okay, that sounded cool. Great. I have these. Give me the check mark. I'm gonna have to craft it again. Whatever. We have it. All right, stainless steel. Any steel you encounter in your day-to-day life is most likely stainless steel. It is extremely resilient against corrosion. Usually for HV components like aluminum for MV and steel for LV, it is also used in the high quantities for the distillation tower. It requires chromium obtained mainly from ruby or chromite and manganese obtained from pyrolysis. Others in its vein. It would be a good idea to get a second EBF going that can share blocks, so that means you can have a second EBF only requires 10 copper nickel coils instead of 16. But we kind of skipped that because we've got the Canthal coils thanks to Maya. So let's go grab some cast iron ingots real quick and make sure this still works. These are all going in. Doing a quick check here. I put that in an EBF. Need oxygen gas too. Grab the oxygen up here, which I think I still have some. Am I out of oxygen? Is that why nothing's working? Oh, crap. Not ideal, but I think I'm out of oxygen. hydrogen, but not the oxygen. Of course not. We'll just double check real quick. I doubt anything will pop up in here. One oxygen cell. That's all 1,000 mil buckets. Oh boy. It's the better bucket. If you wouldn't mind, Maya, I would greatly appreciate that. Just so save me on just testing this for the moment. I'll refill it here shortly. That should actually from. Oh, that's cast iron. Oh, don't want to do that. Cast iron in. And then if I take a drum, like that guy. Oops. Oh, it turned on. Got power, it just doesn't have enough. Oh, well. I over here, just with his 4 billion buckets of oxygen. Why does it keep disabling? Don't understand. Is it out of power? No, we got power. Cast iron in it. What is going on here? You hit that with your mallet, Maya, just so I can see what the power is doing. I want to see what's happening up here. I mean, there's plenty of power coming in. Oh, I need more batteries, not enough amps. That. Yeah, okay. That makes way more sense. Yeah, it was an amperage thing. Okay. Thank you. I knew it was something silly like that, but that makes way more sense. Okay, so that's set up. We are consuming pretty fast and not recharging fast enough. All right, I'm having a rethink of how I have everything set up right now. So if I come over to my MV power supply building, currently I have all these generators here trying to produce a bunch of excess power. But I think what would be a better use of space is just have like 4 of these, enough to make sure that I have everything in this room powered, and focus more on mass production of the reformate gas, and then actually have these generators over in the build, so I could have like a generator that is dedicated just to producing power for the EBF, and then these generators here producing excess power over here. Run 2 turbines or 2 hatches to 4 turbines total to keep it from losing power. So yeah, I think what I want to do is actually set up probably inside this chimney itself, just to maintain the aesthetic there of silliness of having this have power generated for this, and just work on just making excess amounts of gas. I think that's the lesson here. Because I know I'm making way more power in here right now than I would need to run all this equipment, but I need to streamline this so it's, most importantly, these guys aren't running out of wood, so I can make sure that I keep having enough fuel to keep this running constantly, to keep making the reformate gas, so I actually make more than I'm consuming. Right now I think I'm actually consuming more than I'm making, because I have all these generators and nowhere to send the power. And with the loss of the power coming across, yeah, I think that's the takeaway. Which means when I started the stream and said I wanted to redo this building on the inside, that feels like a more important priority now. That this actually has to get done in order to actually make any real progress. Joshua, he's had the revelation. He's learning. Maybe. I don't want to get too ahead of myself, but maybe. If only there was a quest that told you that exact lesson. And that quest would be where? I assume it's the Great Tech Energy quest. Power gen, okay. Left side is making the power, right side is moving the power. Forest energy can be 2 times faster. Okay, so essentially, yeah. What is Control F in the quest book do? Buffers. Okay. Well. Crap. That's fine. We have made revelations this evening, and that's the important thing. So what do I need to redo this room? First and foremost, I know I'm going to need another greenhouse. So let's go ahead and make the electric greenhouse part of it at least. I have all the other parts, I just don't have the greenhouse component. I need some compost. Got the circuits. There's the greenhouse. Ooh. Like I want more than one of those. Okay. Oh, I do have 2 more. Oh dang, I guess I made more than I thought I did. Alright, so if I have 4 greenhouses in here. Purchase the quest book, that's cool. Let's look at the space that the greenhouse takes. So if I do up here where I'm above that shelf height there, I can move this over 1 block because I could put the tubes in the front and the back, so I couldn't move it over. 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh no, stupid, dumb. That would put it on either side of that guy. I need to move that greenhouse over, this greenhouse over, and I could put 1 in the center above it, so I'd have 1 in the middle, 2 on either side, and then 1 in the middle again at the bottom. That would make 4 greenhouses instead of 2, and then I should be making enough wood, because then each greenhouse is producing wood for 1 pyrolysis oven, which I think is what I need to be doing realistically to keep these running constantly. Everything else I think I've got sufficient amounts of. Well, maybe not. Do I not have enough charcoal to be made? I guess I'm not making as much charcoal as I thought I was. But that's also probably a byproduct of I'm not making enough fuel to run those. I can borrow. What can I borrow? What is that? Shift, right click on a controller. What? This isn't even that hard to make. What you can keep this. I can make one of these because there's like nothing to that recipe. Where'd you go? disappeared on me. That man, he's so sneaky fast. If only there was a quest. Are we sure that this didn't come in after that quest? I don't ever remember seeing that. When was that a thing? I truly feel like I would have seen this. Whenever you use the terminal, make sure you put the hatches, buses, and energy hatch first before using it. True story there. Tips and tools? Oh, it's in the... Well... That's a whole quest book I didn't really realize. I'll make this Greg Tech armor here before we go to the moon. Can't believe I missed that. I think I just saw that and thought it was an upgraded version of the Prospector Pigment. Okay, I'll get to that eventually. Without really looking at it. Well, I feel absolutely foolish. That's for certain. I could really spend more time reading that quest book. That's probably the takeaway here. Do I want to deal with this right now? Or do I just keep this all running and build up a little stockpile here? I could do that. Let these guys run out and just stockpile a bunch of gas right now. See if running those, running those four has this number going up, then we'll be in a good place. Once you've reached nuclear fission, you'll read the quest book like never before. I believe that. I absolutely believe that. I'm kind of disconnecting everything, so it's just running on these top 4 generators. I want to see if this goes up then. Six, 7. That's 26.7 while this is running. In 16 seconds. It's 27.8, so that number is getting bigger. And we're just kind of waiting on fuel from the greenhouses. Okay, so I think we have a plan. First step of the plan, we're gonna dig a basement, because I feel like this is gonna need more room underneath this whole place. Hot. Fine. Fine. Still fine. We're okay with this. Totally fine. Still good. Wall. Okay. Here's our basement, essentially. Don't worry about Ricky. There are things I've learned watching you play. That seems unlikely. I appreciate the sentiment, but I find that unlikely that people have actually learned stuff watching me play. I am fumbling my way through this very painfully, I'm sure. Do that. Hi, Maya. Like my basement digging? Ah! Every freaking time. No, that was 100% all me just not paying any attention at all. I gotta remember where I put those supports. There they are. DFC strikes it. No kidding. DFC is undefeated against me. What is that noise? That's cool, whatever that is. I have no idea what that thing is you just used, but it sounded cool. Ooh. That's your drill? That thing is sweet. Yeah, I absolutely should make one of those. That thing sounds so cool. How far back do I go? That sounds reasonable. That was cool. And we are about to have ourselves a basement. Looks like we go one more block. Yeah. It's the ultimate drill. It can do up to 5x5. That is sweet. Noted. Okay, we got lights in the basement for right now. We will put some of these just for good measure. Okay, those ZetaCraft, and I believe I could go that way. So if I go that, okay. Oh no, not water. It happens. I'll have to clean up the walls down here, but fully functioning basement at the ready. That will make my cord management a lot better as well if I actually properly use the space. Which is asking a lot, I know, but maybe. Okay, the gas is definitely going up, which means we are making more gas than we are consuming, which was our whole goal here. And then we'll send the excess gas to the MV machine build room. And we'll basically have our tank here of gas coming in, and then we'll have generators coming off of that gas line. So we'll have probably 4 generators running the EBF, and then probably like 2 or 3 to run all of our machines going along this wall. Maybe we do our power center in the middle of the room and have power come off the power center. To do that, I think once again I want to build a basement to this room as well. Make a new floor. Figure out what block I want to make the floor. Can you hold my backpack? Sure. I'm terrified of what just happened there. Got some lights here temporarily. But if I do that, Maya, this backpack's insane. Look at this. There's just so much room for me to just improperly use the space again, as I do with all my backpacks. That's wild. Thank you, Maya. Good sir. I don't think sandstone is affected by gravity. That's useful to know. But yeah, I think what I'll do is have like, where's the center? Is this almost? So center here and center here. I think this is where I'm gonna have my main power point. We'll have the gas come up the center, and then have 4 different lines of power going to different areas. So this line will go to this wall. This line will go whatever we do over here. We'll send one over there. And then this line will go directly to running the EBF. And then have the generators as a power stack coming off the middle. So basically that same power stack idea from the other room, but in the center of this room right here. I think that will look better. And then probably have the power lines actually come up in that little section right here, where they build for the machines, maybe, or probably just have it come out the floor. Probably just do it on the floor, I think. Yeah, I think we have an idea here. I know I'm kind of like talking to myself here a little bit, but I'm kind of strategizing a plan for what I'm going to do next here, which is better than trying to do it and then starting all over again. We got up here. Got space for something up here. Don't know what I'm going to put up here yet. What do you think, Maya? Does this sound like there's a plan here? If I can get all this stuff done, we can break ground on HV and make our way to the moon. Chinmoku says, hey, should I make base at the temperate region where you spawn, or can I just go make a base where Kale and Clay is? As in, is there any reason to stay? So the nice thing about Terrafirmagreg is you can really base wherever you want to. I personally would say pick a base at a location of where you like, not necessarily by the Kaolin or what have you, because the Kaolin you can kind of set like an outpost, mine it out, and then you're really done with the Kaolin after the first, you know, week or so of having to get that resource. You don't really need the Kaolin too much after that. So I would just make like a little outpost at the Kaolin and make your base wherever you want, because there's so many different ores and things to get in this mod pack that you're gonna basically just want to build a nice centralized base wherever you like the most, and then do a lot of exploration expeditions to get the next item you need, essentially. That's my opinion. That's how I would play. But the nice thing about this mod pack is you can play it however you want to play. Bleach is a hot area, sucks because you keep dying from the heat. That is true. The Kaolin is in a very warm environment, so you will constantly be exhausted. So a temperate environment is probably the best for living in. Our area here is actually a volcanic island, so it's a little bit warmer than a temperate environment. So that is something that we have to worry about. So we have a lot of salt water in our area. We don't have a lot of fresh water, and the heat is a little bit higher, but we have, because it's a volcanic mountain area, we have these cool mountains all around the area. So that's kind of why we picked the area we did, because it looks cool, even though it's not necessarily the easiest location to live at. Yeah, a river or a lake is probably the best place to live in from a environmental standpoint. Like that's the easiest place to live in. In the Terrafirmagreg series I did before the Terrafirmagreg, Cable, Eisneroth, and myself, we live around one large freshwater lake that's only like 4 or 5 blocks deep, and so we had an infinite source of fresh water and kind of built our entire base around that lake. But that's Terrafirmagreg, not Terrafirmagreg. It's a different mod pack entirely. Yeah, but you obviously can play however you want to play. Absolutely beautiful build. Say thank you so much. Honestly, I feel like I haven't built all that much. I feel like my builds are very there's plenty of room for improvement here. Well, I'm trying to go for like a certain like fantasy-esque style here. Kind of. That's kind of what I'm trying to go for here. But as I look at it, when I built that building, I thought I really liked it for the LV, but it kind of looks like a circus tent to me anymore, and I feel like I want to go through and change the walls a little bit. I'm not really happy with the stripes going up and down that building. I think it detracts a little bit from what that build could look like. So, but overall, I'm pretty happy with the base so far. There's plenty of ideas I have left, and I know Maya and we've been working on our plan for our Zeta Space Center, and I think people are going to really like it when it comes together. But we're gonna have to do a bit of a resource grind for that. I'm thinking, hear me out, Maya. We get a bunch of this white sandstone for it, because this smooth white sandstone looks cool and apparently is not affected by gravity. Well, that's just my opinion. We'll see. There's a slight delay, so we'll see how long it takes for Maya to reply here. But we have a build that we've been talking about, and I think this block will look pretty cool on it. Although we also talked about the white alabaster, but that would be a lot of mining. A lot of mining. Things to think about. We gotta figure out what we want to do. Well, much cheaper than the alabaster plan. Yeah, it was a good idea until we had to look at what it would take to do that. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with the white sandstone. I think it looks pretty cool. But I think this is where we're gonna call it for today's Terrafirma Tuesday. It's been a fantastic stream. We've got a lot of progress here with our MV structure. I obviously have to rebuild my input sections here, so I am able to make sufficient gas to power everything, but I think overall it's going to look a lot better when it's all said and done. BT doves. Uh-oh. What's the BT doves, Maya? Have you seen these? What are those? That's cool. That is cool. I really like those, Maya. Those blocks look sweet. Stone. Sandstone ones almost look like endstone. Huh. That's really neat. I like that. Ah. But yes, lots of rebuilding, and once we get to the proper gray tech. But great stream, thanks Joshua. Also, FYI, we are changing the CFT world so that it's going to be open to anyone. It won't be just a membership whitelist. It'll be open to anyone that wants to play with other CFT members. Oh, I'm just finishing up some of the permissions part, and then we will open up the server so that anyone that watches can always come on and play with other members of the CFT world. And then the donation perks will allow for certain bonuses in game, which I'm still trying to get the configurations for those right. But we will be rolling that out here probably within the next week or so. So definitely keep an eye out for that. But yeah, pretty soon we will have the CFT world available for anyone to be able to play on as well. We just have to make sure we add in some anti-grief server side stuff. So that's kind of things I'm working on right now. But once I have those set up, we will roll that open. And I think it'll be really cool to have an open world community. Josh says I'll try to get things set up for new members. Sounds great. I also am going to be putting in, or I'm going to try and put in this mod add-on that adds in like donor privileges for people that donate to the server. It could be extra land claims, maybe item giveaways. I'm still trying to figure out the configs to that, so that's a work in progress. But I appreciate you having a basic set for just the basic new members. I think that'd be great for it. So we'll probably have to add up some signs and such on where to go, and maybe set up like a shopping district for people that want to have some basic economy or something to that effect. But yeah, things to look out for coming soon. And yeah, if you haven't already, be sure to like and subscribe to the channel. It helps us out a lot here. Joshua, I said I would very much like extra land claim. I figured you would. I figured out that's something I was kind of planning on doing, and I might have to manually override that one, but that's fine. I was hoping to be able to do it so it would just be automatic, but I think I'm gonna have to manually do it. It'll be okay. We'll get it sorted. That being said, I want to thank everyone for being here tonight. It was a fantastic Terraforming Tuesday. Had a lot of fun. Learned a lot about the Greg tech that I didn't necessarily know before. So I want to appreciate your guys' help with that. And we will see you on the next stream. Have a good one, everybody.